viewers, and welcome to episode 37 of F1 Talk. And as promised in the last episode, in this particular episode it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on the demo of Formula 1 2012 from Codemasters on the PlayStation 3 video games console. Contrary to what I may have said at the end of the last video, I do actually have some gameplay footage for you of the demo, myself in action. I'm not particularly good. The quality of the video isn't amazing, but I'm using a PlayStation Eye camera to not only talk to you, but it's the only recording device I actually have. So please excuse the shoddiness of the quality, but you can still more or less see what's going on. So here's my gameplay. So as you can see, we're just about to set up on the F1 2012 demo. This demo appeared yesterday on the PlayStation Network, and as I said, I'm going to show you some gameplay. Now please excuse the camera quality. As I do with all of my recordings, I use a PlayStation Eye camera. Just turn down the volume slightly. Now, as you can see from the title screen there, it is very, very detailed in its looks, as you'd expect. This is their 4th year in video gaming with F1. It is their 3rd year where they've concentrated on the current generation consoles. We're talking about the PlayStation 3 and of course the Xbox 360. So there you can see the McLaren of Lewis Hamilton, and it looks very, very nice indeed. So I'll press the start button as it's asking us to do. Create autosave, it's not really essential, so I'm not going to. Autosave disabled, doesn't matter. Content of this demo does not represent the quality of the final product, and I can understand that you can't see that, so that's why I'm reading these things out. So it gives you the option to type in your name, and for obvious reasons I've typed in F1 Talk. How much of a challenge do you expect from Formula 1? Now this is the difficulty slider. If you haven't played a Formula 1 game before, not up to much, I'm new to this and need to get up to speed. It's the easiest difficulty. I'm pretty confident in my own ability, but I'm expecting some competition. That's the intermediate difficulty. I like a serious challenge and expect my skills to be tested as professional, and I want to test myself against the very best is expert. Now, considering that this is a demo, and considering all I want to do really is just show you the game, I'm going to choose the easiest difficulty. Now this is the screen for the young driver test. As it's only a demo, you can only choose one of the teams. Now I understand that perhaps different regions of Europe had different choices. In other words, you can be Red Bull, you can be Ferrari, but for the UK demo release you can only be McLaren. And that's not so bad, because the majority of people in the UK will either want to play as Jenson Button or Lewis Hamilton anyway, or in this case a McLaren. So McLaren's the only option. You press left and right on the controls and nothing happens. It says triangle toggle info. McLaren and Mercedes have been rewarding young talent with test drives in their Formula 1 cars for many years. Impress them at the young driver test and they may well offer you a drive earlier than other teams further down the line. So we've selected McLaren. It gives you just the loading screen. You can see the car in the background. Like I say, do excuse the quality of the picture. It is a PSI camera.
Hello and welcome to the fabulous Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi, the location for this year's Young Driver Test. Over the next 2 days, we'll go behind the scenes as we watch the teams put the next generation of potential Formula One drivers through a series of tests to uncover the next superstar. Ask any of the team principals whether outright speed is the sole requirement, and they'll tell you that consistency, feedback and attitude are equally important. Still, a few record times wouldn't hurt a driver's chances of securing a seat for next season. And right on cue, the first engine of the day has fired into life right below my commentary box. So I think we'll soon see a car out on track.
Hey, good to see you again. As your race engineer, it's my job to support you this weekend. When you're out on track, we'll remain in contact via radio. I'll feed you information as and when you need it. As discussed in the team briefing, we're not looking for outright speed to begin with, so just take your time. Follow my instructions and you'll do great. I'll just check the lads are ready.
So a nice point of view camera.
We'll attach comms when you're in the car. Okay, let's get you strapped in.
And you can see the attention to detail already.
Okay, let's run through the basic controls and ensure the guys have set the car correctly so that you're comfortable. First, let's check that the accelerator and brake pedals are a good fit.
Right, now before I continue, I'm actually going to set the controls as I want them, as I think driving games should be. I don't understand this pulling triggers for accelerate and brake. I just don't understand that. So now I'm one to use automatic gears, so it's not that important to me. So it's good that Codemasters give you this opportunity. So I do apologise for those people getting slightly impatient for, you know, seeing the game in action, but I will provide a little mark underneath the bit in the description box. So that's basically that. This is the Young Driver Test. So this is basically to see if your controls are working properly. So accelerator, brake.
Great, let's check the steering lock next. Move the wheel from left to right for me. Next up are the gears. The box is either manual or automatic.
I choose automatic.
You can override the auto at any time by using the gear up and down controls. Pull the right paddle to go up a gear and the left paddle to come down. Okay, everything looks good. We're going to do a simple straight line aero run first. Let me know when you're ready to head out.
Just couple more things. Go on to the driving assists. I will have traction control on, and I will have ABS on. Dynamic racing line. For this demo only, I will not be using it. But everything else has changed. Right, so as you can see there, this is the list of the first day of the Young Driver Test. This is a new feature in the game, and I do believe it's a prerequisite before the main section of the career mode. Now there are some other bits in the game that I have to talk about, but I will talk about those after I've shown you this little video. So we'll kick it off with the straight line test. You may or may not be able to see that there.
All complete, we're ready.
Pretty much the same graphics there as the previous year's game.
Okay, before we start, I want to let you know that you can change the camera position by pressing the change camera button. Try cycling through them until you find the one you like.
So it says cycle through the cameras. This is actually my favourite camera.
If you want to change your camera or assists, you can do it from the pause menu whenever you want.
Which we've just done.
The first test is a simple straight line aero test. Head down the track, accelerating past 160 miles per hour, then brake so that you come to a complete stop in the designated area. The engine is locked to lean, so it's down a little on power at the moment, but it'll give us a consistent reading.
Now the first time I tried that test, I actually overshot, so that's why I broke that early. Now Racing 101 video is, as you'd expect, it's another video, as is the Curzon DRS video, so I'm just going to play that and you can see the graphics and the description by David Croft, the Sky commentator.
Modern Formula One cars have around 750 brake horsepower being sent to the rear wheels. The delivery can be very violent, so you must be careful to be smooth and precise with all your inputs so that you don't unsettle the car and cause a spin. At speed, the car's aerodynamics generates a lot of downforce, forcing the car to the track. To work efficiently with downforce, you should put a lot of force into the brake pedal initially, slowly reducing the pressure as they turn into the corner, as you'll have less grip at this stage and be asking the tyres to work harder. When navigating a corner, stay as wide as possible before sweeping in to clip the corner's apex, taking as straight a line as possible. This allows you to get on the accelerator earlier and straighten up the car on the exit of the corner, slowly increasing the pressure on the accelerator as you exit the corner until you're confident the rear wheels will no longer spin, at which point you can use full power.
Apologies for that, obviously a phone call. Now, you get a pass for just watching a video there. And apologies again, it wasn't David Croft, it was just a version of Codemasters staff. But the thing is, this Young Driver Test is designed for new players to the franchise, you know, new racing gamers. I've been playing Formula One games as long as I can remember, but you know, it's not only is it a graphical display, but it's quite obviously for new players. So we'll continue on. Hairpin turn test.
Ready. For this test, we need you to accelerate towards the hairpin corner, turn in at the correct point, hit the apex, and accelerate past 185 miles per hour out of the corner. We need you to stop in the designated area at the end of the straight to complete the test.
You've got to hit every one of these little checkpoints.
To rewind time. Hit the flashback button to restart the action before the damage occurs. You have a limited number of flashbacks depending on your difficulty, so be careful how and when you use them.
So this is an introduction to the replay feature, and there you can see that you can press the flashback button on the easiest difficulty. You can use it 4 times if you choose to. Now it's an introduction to that, so you have to use one. So
speeds are good. Clear.
Baseline performance test now.
Okay, time to try stringing together a couple of corners. Turn in so you hit the corner's apex and get on the gas early as you exit. It'll be against the clock this time, so we've turned the engine up to normal. We need you to stop in the designated area at the end of the straight to complete the test.
Gold medal rewarded. But it's not exactly difficult in the young driver test. And the last section is a video about KERS and DRS, which is a prelude to day 2. You only get day 1 in the demo, so let's watch the video.
KERS delivers an additional 80 brake horsepower to the rear wheels at the press of a button. It can be used in short bursts or all at once for around 7 seconds per lap. KERS can be used at any time in any session and can be used for overtaking or defending. Deploying KERS in the low gears gives the best return and can pay off greatly when used at the start. The KERS charge will automatically refill every lap, but the KERS system can at times develop faults. However, these can be fixed while the driver is still out on track. DRS adjusts the angle of the rear wing, which reduces drag and gives around 10 to 12 kilometers per hour extra top speed. It can only be used in defined activation points during the race, when you're within 1 second of the car in front. It can be used whenever the driver wants in practice or qualifying, but only when dry tyres are fitted.
And that's the end of day 1 of the Young Drivers Test here at Abu Dhabi. Join us tomorrow for day 2.
So, there we have it. That's the end of the first day's Young Driver Test. And I'll take you back to the rest of the episode of F1 Talk. Well, I hope that was enough for you. The thing is the fact that there is another part to the demo. You get to play one race as a Williams with your chosen character, or your chosen profile, so to speak, and you get to choose a rival. And you get to drive around Monza for 5 laps. And depending on what difficulty you do it, it's either easy or difficult or whatever. But that's basically all I wanted to give you, was the gameplay of the Young Driver Test, the first day of the Young Driver Test. That's all we get in the demo. We do get day 2 as far as the real, full-on game. I have this game pre-ordered, so hopefully I'll be getting that rather early. Earlier than normal, but that's basically the demo. I just want to talk about the game itself a little bit. You cannot play as a Formula 1 driver in sort of a mini championship mode, or the only way you can play as a real driver is in quick race mode now. There is no Grand Prix mode, so to speak, where you would select X amount of tracks and play through those tracks X amount of times, to finish a set of races. You can't play a season mode as a real driver. You can play a championship, because there's a new season challenge mode. There's a new champions mode where you face off against the 6 world champions in the field. And basically, the only way you can play a season is as yourself, as your created character. So basically that's it. I hope you've been seeing some images of the game, screenshots from other players. These will be clearer. These are clearer. There's no doubt about that. So basically that comes out next Thursday, next Friday as I record this. So we've got about a week to wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I love Formula 1, and I guess that the only people watching these videos are Formula 1 fans. If you're like me, you like Formula 1 games as well. Codemasters have really taken the license by the scruff of the neck and given us what we want, basically. So it's going to be a good game anyway, because it's an F1 game. You've seen the demo gameplay. You've seen some screenshots from the game. One thing they have said, that Codemasters have said, that is quite interesting, is the fact that they've concentrated more on the sound and the replay cameras. You can actually see that these replay cameras are the ones used in Grand Prix. I would love to play in those replay cameras like the original Formula 1 game on the PlayStation 1, but we'll just have to see how it develops. The majority of this video, as you can understand, is the gameplay, and so I hope that that's informative enough for you. I don't work for Codemasters. I don't work for anyone. I understand it if Codemasters want this footage taken down. If that's the case, I will do. But this is just to show their game in progress. I'm not saying go out and buy the game. I'm not affiliated with Codemasters in any way. This is an honest fan's opinion of the game itself, or the demo itself. I'm saying I'm definitely getting it because I love F1. I love motor racing games in general. So that's it for this edition of F1 Talk. There is some news, obviously, from the world of Formula 1 that I do need to talk about, but I figured that this edition of F1 Talk would be just about the F1 2012 demo and my thoughts on the game that's upcoming in about a week or so. So I thank you for watching, as you do each and every time. Thoughts, comments and suggestions, including suggestions on decent cameras that can capture better quality images than the PlayStation Eye. My finances are extremely limited for quite obvious reasons, but that's just the way things are. So I hope you understand a little bit more what I'm trying to talk about with regards to the F1 2012 game, and I'll see you next time for more F1 Talk, which will be a return to normality. Thank you very much for watching.